If Shaitan is everywhere, how to save ourselves? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. There's a beautiful ayah in the verses in the Surah Al-Araf, verse number 16 to 18, where Shaitan said to Allah, he said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم ثم لآتينهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم الشاكرين. Shaitan has like attacking from everywhere. Like for an example, he said, I will attack from the front, I will attack from the back, I will attack from the on the right side, and I will attack from the left side. I'm going to explain to another lecture what is the definitions of this front, back, and up and down and everywhere. How do we able to protect ourselves? In order to protect ourselves, we are unable to. First of all, we cannot protect ourselves at all except by holding the hand of Allah. And what is the meaning of the holding the hand of Allah? That means holding the book of Allah in our hand and reciting that, and do the recitation of the Holy Quran, understanding the Quran, do a lot of azkar. And there's a beautiful ayah also in the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number in the verse number 2, where Allah says, Alif Lam Mim Zalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fihi Hudan Lil Muttaqin. This book is the guidance of those people who has the taqwa, and the taqwa of those people are the one who has the taqwa, protecting their ears, eyes, tongue, and especially among them all is especially their nafs. And how do we protect that nafs? We are first of all, we have to understand something. We are unable, we are totally zero in order to fight a shaitan. We cannot fight it. That's it. That's the bottom line. We cannot fight it, and the only way that we are be able to fight it is through the La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, by following the guidance of the Quran, by following the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Allah has given the guidance to live the life according to the Sunnah. How do person is following the shaitan? Like for an example, he has to do his 5 times prayers on time. He has to say with the azkar, and above all these things, make sure his aqidah is pure. He is not going to the graves, he is not believing on something rituals, he is not believing on some customs, on some bid'ah what is not instructed by the Prophet ﷺ. So there's a many factor that has been interrupting the life of a human being, but rather keep your aqidah pure to the La ilaha illallah, and then stay with the azkar, and now this is important, do a lot of azkar. You can have a misbah in your pocket, and you do always azkar like an astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli zaman. Also say you can say subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah allahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. And the second one also, you can do darood like Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Also Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. And also you can do La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa lahul hamd yuhyi wa yumeet wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Also you can do the azkar of astaghfirullah rabbi min kulli dhanbin wa atubu ilayh. Also you can do the azkar of La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Also there's azkar which is La ilaha illallah. And among all the tasbih, the biggest one that's gonna keep your heart purified, that is La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Now when we do this azkar, this is something like we have a basket in the bathroom, and the basket is empty, and we put it under the tap, and this drop of the coming from the tap is like tick 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 tick. Each time is going to the bucket. There will be the time come when the bucket is filling up with the water. This is similar to the case when the heart is like a dead heart. The heart is dead without the zikr of Allah, because there is a beautiful ayah in Surah Al-Ra'd, verse number 28, where Allah says, Ala bi zikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. No doubt that the peace of the heart is in the zikr of Allah, because the zikr, if the zikr of Allah is not in the heart, that heart is not fresh. It is like a smelly, bad, dirty made. And do not get misguided by the nafs that you are a good person, you are okay. Do not be misguided, because this is deception and this is misguidance of a shaitan nafs, who is being whispering in your heart and whispering in your mind and your ear. And rather we do a lot of dhikr. Even nobody is safe from misguidance of a shaitan. Even the ulamas are misguided by shaitan. Even the biggest ibadi are with the taqwa has misguided by shaitan. So we have to stick with it as much as possible is the instruction, because nobody becomes like 100%. But the more you do, you more purify your heart, and there's a nur of Allah that goes into your heart. It automatically helps you to stay from. Now think about this, you did this for like a month or 2 months or something, by naturally you will feel the difference. So now what happens by this routine, the shaitan will come that, and his target will be to break your routine. Now stick with your routine, like do your azkar before sleeping, and do your azkar, do the recitation of a Quran in the morning, do the azkar in the middle of the night, and every salah do the azkar, and also before sleeping make a salah and the azkar, and then go to sleep, and whatever the sunnah way before sleeping, do that. Stick with this, and first of all lower your gaze when you see something haram, because this is more important, because this is how the shaitan goes into our soul to corrupt ourselves. But rather we stick with that and lower our gaze and stick to our goal, what we are doing, and stick with that. Because if you are not doing that, shaitan gets a chance to distract you and